Welcome to HD Rare Coins 111. Top 5 wheat pennies that could change your life. This one penny could make you rich. Don't spend it. Top 1. What if I told you there's a single penny, yes, just one copper coin, that could turn you into a six-figure success story overnight? No, this isn't some fantasy, and it's not a gimmick. This is real. This is happening. And this coin is the 1917 Lincoln Wheat Penny. A United States coin that's becoming legendary in the numismatic world for one reason: it's not just old. It's not just rare. It's not just historic. It's insanely valuable. Now let me ask you something. How many times have you looked at a penny and thought nothing of it? You toss it aside. Drop it in a jar. Let it collect dust. Well, today, you might want to think again. Because that little brown coin in your drawer, your glove box, your coin collection, could be hiding something massive. Especially if it's from 1917, with a tiny S mint mark right below the date. The 1917 Lincoln Wheat Penny isn't just another old coin from your grandparents' change. It's a piece of American history that could be worth more than almost any coin in your house. If, and only if, it's the right one. We're talking about a very specific kind of 1917 S. The actual coin from a proof set. The top-tier, high-quality strike. Not cleaned, not circulated, not worn down like most you see online. This is the ultra-premium version. Now let's break this down. Because if you're serious about coins, you need to know exactly why this one's setting the market on fire. First, the year 1917. This was during World War I. Production was tight. Metal was precious. Coins were heavily circulated, used and abused. Most of them were never preserved. Especially pennies. Then you have the San Francisco Mint, marked by that small S beneath the date. The S Mint mark automatically makes it more desirable, because the San Francisco Mint produced fewer coins than Philadelphia. But the magic happens when this coin is tied to a proof set origin. What's a proof set? It's a special group of coins made with the highest level of precision, coins not meant for everyday use, but for collectors and presentation. They use specially polished dies, high-quality planchets, and slower strikes to give the coin incredibly sharp details. Everything is crisper, cleaner, shinier. Now imagine a 1917 Lincoln cent that wasn't just well-preserved, but struck with proof-level detail, possibly from a presentation or specially handled set. These coins are almost impossible to find, and if you find one, in original, untouched, uncirculated, high-grade condition, you're no longer just a collector. You're sitting on a gold mine. See, most sweet pennies from 1917 are worn down, damaged. You can find those for a few bucks, maybe $100 if you're lucky. But the true gems? The actual coins pulled from proof-like sets and stored in nearly flawless condition? Those are the monsters. The unicorns. The dream coins every investor wants in their vault. We're talking about coins that have deep, original red color, shimmering luster, full strike detail, no nicks, no corrosion, no discoloration, and most importantly, verified by the top grading services like PCGS or NGC. These aren't just coins anymore. They're assets. Treasures. Power moves in the coin world. Auction houses fight over them. Millionaire collectors fly across the country to bid. Private investors drop stacks for them without hesitation. Why? Because a single 1917 Lincoln Wheat Penny, an actual coin from a proof set, in certified pristine condition, has shattered expectations and sold for prices that most people only dream of. And now, for the number you've been waiting for, the value of this coin, this nearly mythical version of the 1917 Lincoln cent, isn't in the hundreds. It's not in the thousands. This actual coin has sold in elite auctions for between $100,000 and $165,000. Yes. 1 penny. That's the value. So the next time you find yourself holding a wheat penny from 1917, don't blink. Don't clean it. Don't toss it in a jar. You might be holding a six-figure fortune. Hit that like button if you're already checking your coin collection. Subscribe for more jaw-dropping coin values, rare penny discoveries, and secret tips to make serious money in the coin world. And comment below, have you ever found a 1917s? Are you about to look through your rolls right now? Because someone out there is holding a Lincoln Wheat penny from 1917 with an S mint mark, and it could be worth up to $165,000. And if you're lucky, that someone might be you. Top 2. Right now, in someone's kitchen drawer, inside an old coffee can, or buried in a forgotten box of coins, sits a single penny that could be worth more than an entire year's salary. It looks ordinary, brown, worn. Just another Lincoln Wheat cent, but this one is different. Because this is the 1941D Lincoln Wheat penny, and if it's the right one, the actual coin pulled from a proof level set, in pristine, untouched condition, it could be your one-way ticket to six-figure fortune. Yes, we're talking about a 1-cent coin that's not just valuable, it's dangerous. Dangerous to ignore. Dangerous to sell too early. Dangerous to toss in with the rest of your pocket change. Because if you have this coin, the right version of this coin, you're sitting on something extremely rare, extremely wanted, and extremely profitable. And no one's going to tell you about it, unless you keep watching. Now let's talk about the facts, and why this exact coin is sending shockwaves through the coin collecting and investing world. Back in 1941, the United States was preparing for war. The Denver Mint, identified by that small D mint mark under the date, was striking millions of Lincoln cents to keep up with circulation demands. Most were made quickly, in bulk, mass-produced, and most of those coins are worth just a few cents today, maybe $1 or $2 if they're in nice shape. But then, there's the anomaly. There are a few, and I mean very few, examples of the 1941D Lincoln Wheat penny that defy the norm. Coins that were never touched, never spent, never circulated. Coins with proof-like strikes, incredible detail, and flawless preservation. Some of these came from high-quality early production runs. Some were struck with unusually fresh dies that created almost mirror-like features. And some were tied to proof-level sets that never made it to the public. That's right. A small number of 1941D wheat pennies were pulled, preserved, and protected, kept in mint condition for decades, away from the grime and damage of daily circulation. And today, they're like finding gold in your backyard. But here's the thing, 99.9% of 1941D cents are common. Toss-away coins. Not even worth grading. But if you find one that's different, an actual coin that shows perfect luster, sharp detail, bold wheat stalks, clean fields, no scratches, no carbon spots, and it's been authenticated by PCGS or NGC in ultra-high grade, you don't just have a penny, you have a weapon. A financial weapon disguised as copper, because these coins aren't just selling, they're dominating. At auctions, wealthy collectors will fight for them. Investors will drop serious money to own the highest graded examples. And coin dealers go wild trying to get just one in their inventory. Now, here's what makes it even more insane. This isn't some obscure foreign coin. This is a United States Lincoln Wheat penny. From 1941. A coin most Americans have handled 1,000 times. That means this opportunity, this chance to find a penny worth a fortune, is hiding in plain sight. At flea markets. In family collections. In old penny jars. In pocket change. And especially in old rolls of wheat pennies passed down through generations. So what exactly are you looking for? Asterisk the date, 1941. Clear and bold. Asterisk the mint mark, a D, right below the year, for the Denver Mint. Asterisk that original red or red-brown copper tone. Asterisk full detail in Lincoln's beard, jawline, and the wheat stalks on the reverse. Asterisk clean, smooth surfaces. No nicks. No wear. No signs of cleaning. Asterisk and best of all, a high-grade certification from PCGS or NGC confirming its mint state condition, ideally MS 67 or higher. But the real unicorn? A 1941D Lincoln Wheat penny, with a proof set quality, ultra-high grade, and pristine surfaces, authenticated and auctioned as an actual standout specimen. Because that's when the price goes from exciting to jaw-dropping. So now, the moment you've been waiting for. Let's talk about value. This isn't a few $100s. This isn't even a few thousand. An actual 1941D Lincoln Wheat penny, from a proof level strike, verified as a real standout from a proof set and graded in near perfect condition, has been sold at major auctions for between $100,000 and $155,000. Yes, 1 penny. Worth up to $155,000. Think about that next time you're about to walk past a coin show, skip over a coin roll, or ignore your family's old wheat pennies. That little copper coin from 1941 with a D mint mark might just be your lottery ticket. So if you're holding on to wheat pennies, it's time to go hunting. Look carefully. Because the next person to discover one of these unicorn coins might not be a millionaire yet, but they're about to be. Smash that like button if this blew your mind. Hit that subscribe button for more rare coin breakdowns, secret values hiding in your change, and expert tips on what to look for next. And comment below, have you checked your 1941D pennies yet? Because the 1941D Lincoln Wheat penny, from a proof set, in actual top-tier condition, is worth up to $155,000, and you could be holding it right now. Top 3. Stop scrolling right now. Because you might be seconds away from discovering that a 1-cent coin, a simple little Lincoln penny, could make you rich. And no, we're not exaggerating. This isn't clickbait. This is real money, and it's hidden in the most unexpected place. The 1945D Lincoln Wheat penny. It's brown. It's old. You've probably seen hundreds of them. But the one we're talking about? It's not your average wheat penny. It's not pocket change. It's a sleeping giant. A secret jackpot. Because there's a version of the 1945D penny that collectors, investors, and even millionaires are fighting for. And it's not just rare, it's dangerously valuable. Let's get into it. In 1945, World War II was finally coming to an end. The United States was shifting from war to rebuilding. But the Denver Mint? It was busy striking millions of Lincoln cents, including the now famous 1945D wheat penny. Now here's the kicker. Most of these coins were struck fast. Sloppy. Rushed to meet high demand. They ended up in change, vending machines, sock drawers, and most are barely worth $1 today. But what if I told you there's a version of this coin that's so rare, so perfect, and so insanely valuable, it's changing lives? Because a tiny handful of these 1945D pennies were created differently. We're talking about actual proof-like coins, preserved in pristine condition. Not scratched. Not circulated. Not tarnished by time. These were either special production pieces or incredibly high-grade early strikes, and they're tied to proof set-level quality. Imagine one of these coins, untouched by human hands for decades, sitting in a slab, glowing with its original copper-red shine, flawless detail, and museum-level condition. That's the kind of coin we're talking about. And if you've got one, or you find one, you're not just a collector. You're holding a fortune. Because coins like this, with clean surfaces, sharp wheat stalks, full strike details, and that D mint mark under the 1945 date, have become some of the most hunted coins in America. But here's what makes this even more exciting. Most people don't know what they have. That old box of pennies in the attic? The wheat penny roll in the basement? The estate collection you inherited but never looked at? One of those coins could be it. And what you're looking for is this asterisk the date, 1945, with a strong D mint mark underneath. Asterisk original luster, that reddish, golden glow from untouched copper. Asterisk sharp, bold features on Lincoln's face, hair, and jawline. Asterisk full, defined wheat ears on the reverse. Asterisk no visible damage. No cleaning, no discoloration. Asterisk and most importantly, high-grade certification by PCGS or NGC, especially if labeled as proof. Like or tied to a known mint error or early die strike. Because here's what nobody tells you, this isn't just about collecting. This is about wealth. This is about life-changing money sitting in a 2x2 flip or an old coin folder. Now imagine going to a coin show, and the dealer looks at your penny, and their eyes widen. They call over another expert. They double-check the slab, and then they hit you with the number. Because here's what the rarest 1945D Lincoln wheat penny, the one from a proof set, with perfect surfaces and ultra-high grade, has been known to sell for. This single, actual coin has gone for anywhere between $100,000 and $152,000. Yes. One single penny, worth more than luxury cars, more than years of college tuition, more than some people's entire retirement accounts. So here's your mission: go dig. Look through your coin folders. Check your wheat penny rolls. Ask your family about old coin jars. Because the next person to find this coin, this exact 1945D monster in mint state, proof-like condition, won't just be lucky, they'll be rich. Smash that like button if you're heading straight to your coin collection. Hit subscribe if you want more deep dives into coins worth thousands, tens of thousands, and yes, even hundreds of thousands. Drop a comment if you've ever seen a 1945D penny that looks just a little too perfect. Because somewhere out there, this coin is hiding, and it's worth up to $152,000. And maybe, just maybe, it's already in your hands. Top 4. You might want to stop whatever you're doing, because what I'm about to tell you could turn a single, dusty penny into the most valuable thing you own. Yes. Just 1 cent. A coin you've probably ignored 100 times. A coin you could be holding right now without realizing it's worth more than your car, more than your paycheck, more than your bank account. We're talking about the 1950 Lincoln wheat penny, not just any version, but the ultra-rare, actual proof set coin. And if you have it, the right one, congratulations. You might be sitting on a hidden fortune. Let's get right into it. In 1950, the United States Mint was still producing the iconic Lincoln wheat penny. It had become a staple in every American's pocket. The wheat reverse design, the bold portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, it was instantly recognizable. But 1950 wasn't just another year. It was a transition point. And at the Philadelphia Mint, something rare was happening. That year, the Mint began producing proof coins again, the first time since 1942. And among those proof coins was a limited number of Lincoln wheat pennies made using specially polished dies and planchets. These weren't made for circulation. They were carefully struck for collectors, with sharper details, mirror-like finishes, and flawless surfaces. But here's the twist: over time, most of those proof coins were separated, sold off, damaged, cleaned, or lost. And what remains today is an ultra-rare handful of 1950 Lincoln wheat pennies in proof condition, untouched, uncirculated, and still in their original preserved state. If you find one, especially a certified actual proof coin from that original 1950 proof set, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a six-figure gold mine. Let's talk about what makes this coin different. This isn't just about the date. It's about the strike quality, the sharpness of Lincoln's jawline, the lines in his hair, the crisp definition in the wheat stalks on the reverse. It's about the color, that deep red, nearly glowing finish that only untouched copper can carry after decades of careful storage. It's about the mirror-like fields, smooth, reflective surfaces with zero wear. And most importantly, it's about the grade, coins certified by PCGS or NGC as PR67, PR68, or even higher. Those are the coins that are breaking records. Those are the coins dealers are begging to find. Now here's where it gets crazy. A coin like this, a 1950 Lincoln wheat penny, pulled from a real proof set, untouched and authenticated, is so rare, so pristine, and so desirable, that collectors will do anything to get their hands on one. We're talking private offers, auction wars, and insane bidding battles where the price just keeps climbing and climbing. Because wealthy collectors aren't just buying a coin. They're buying history. They're buying perfection. They're buying the crown jewel of any Lincoln cent collection. And you, yes, you, could be holding this exact coin without even knowing it. So here's what to look for. The year, 1950, of course. No mint mark, which is correct. It was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Incredible luster, full red copper tone. Deep, mirror-like surfaces. No scratches, cleaning, or fingerprints. Full details in the wheat stalks and Lincoln's face. And most importantly, certified proof status from a trusted, grading service like PCGS or NGC, with a high proof grade. If you've got a 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny that matches this description, or you find one in an old proof set, in a coin collection, in a relative's estate box, do not sell it for a few bucks. Do not clean it. Do not toss it into a change jar. Get it graded. Get it authenticated. Because these coins are changing lives. And now, for the moment that makes jaws drop, the value. This is not a $2 coin. This is not a $50 fine. An actual 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny, from a proof set, in certified pristine condition, has sold in elite auctions and private sales for between $100,000 and $150,000. Yes, 1 cent worth up to $150,000. That's not a typo. That's real money, paid to real people, for a coin that might be sitting right now in someone's forgotten proof set. So don't wait. Check your coins. Search your family collections. Visit that old coin shop and look again. Because the next person to cash in on this historic, legendary wheat penny might not be a millionaire, but they will be after they sell it. Smash that like button if you're racing to check your proof sets. Subscribe if you want more real stories about coins worth more than gold. And drop a comment below if you've got a 1950 wheat penny, especially if it looks a little too perfect. Because the 1950 Lincoln Wheat penny, from a proof set, in untouched, high-grade condition, is worth up to $150,000, and if you're holding it, your life is about to change. Top 5. Because today, we're exposing one of the most valuable 1-cent coins ever created by the United States Mint, a coin so quietly powerful, so unexpectedly rich, that it has shocked collectors, stunned investors, and turned everyday people into overnight six-figure earners. The 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny from a U.S. proof set. Yes, a penny. But not just any penny. This coin is the definition of hidden treasure. A small, copper-colored piece of history that, when discovered in the right condition, can unlock a life-changing payout, and it might already be sitting in your collection, your safe, or a dusty proof set you forgot about years ago. Stick around. Because by the time this video ends, you'll be checking every 1951 penny you've ever owned, and praying you've got this one. Let's rewind back to 1951. America was booming post-World War II. The economy was rising, the middle class was growing, and coin collecting was becoming a passion across the country. That year, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of Lincoln Wheat pennies for everyday circulation, but something very special happened behind the scenes. They also released a limited number of official proof sets, and inside those elegant sets, they placed specially crafted Lincoln Wheat pennies, made with highly polished dies, flawless copper blanks, and struck with extreme care. These coins weren't meant to be spent. They weren't meant to be passed around. They were made for collectors only, precision struck, mirror-like, and absolutely breathtaking. But here's where it gets exciting. Fast forward 70+ years, and most of those proof coins are long gone. Mishandled, tarnished, damaged, or locked away and forgotten. But a tiny number of actual proof 1951 Lincoln cents still survive, in unbelievably perfect condition. And these coins? They are highly dangerous to ignore. Because they've become some of the most sought-after proof wheat pennies in American numismatic history. Now listen closely. Because this is what you want to find. A 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny with no mint mark, made in Philadelphia. Flawless, blazing red copper surfaces. Razor-sharp detail. Every line of Lincoln's jacket, every grain of wheat. Mirror-like fields with powerful contrast. No fingerprints. No cleaning. No damage. And most importantly, a certified proof coin from a 1951 U.S. proof set, graded by PCGS or NGC at PR67, PR68, or higher. Because when you find one of these coins, the real deal, you're not holding a penny anymore. You're holding power. You're holding leverage. You're holding a ticket to a life-altering payday. Imagine walking into an auction house, handing over a tiny penny, and walking out with a wire transfer larger than most people's annual income. That's not a dream. That's what's already happened. Because in the elite world of high-grade U.S. proof coins, this particular wheat penny has dominated bidding wars, triggered record sales, and made headlines in the numismatic market. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, a genuine 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny, from a proof set, in ultra-high certified condition, has sold for anywhere between $100,000 and $148,000. Yes. A 1-cent coin, with the power to make you 6 figures richer. Let that sink in. So if you've got proof sets tucked away, if you've inherited coins from a relative, if you've ever come across a penny that just looked too perfect to be real, go back and check. Because you could be one coin away from everything changing. Smash that like button if you're running to your coin stash right now. Hit subscribe if you want more videos on coins that are secretly worth a fortune. And comment below if you've got a 1951 penny you're curious about. We just might feature your find in the next video. Because the 1951 Lincoln Wheat penny from a US Mint proof set isn't just collectible, it's legendary. And it's worth up to $148,000. You just need to find it. Top 6. If you have a penny in your pocket right now, take a second and look at the date. Because if it says 1952 and has a little D mint mark under the date, you might be holding something way more valuable than you'd ever imagined. We're not talking about a few dollars. We're talking about tens of thousands, maybe even over $100,000 for a single penny. Yes, really. This is the story of the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny, not just any penny, but one from a proof set, an actual coin that has collectors and dealers absolutely foaming at the mouth. Now, the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny was struck at the Denver Mint. Most of these coins were made for general circulation. They're common. Millions were produced. They were tossed into jars, left in drawers, and forgotten. But here's the twist. A select few were struck in special conditions. Brilliant, clean, mirror-like finishes. The kind of quality you only see in proof coins. But the Denver Mint wasn't supposed to produce proofs. That's the kicker. Proof coins, by definition, come from the Philadelphia Mint. So how in the world do we have a proof like 1952 penny? That's the million-dollar mystery. Experts believe some ultra-early strikes from highly polished dies at the Denver Mint gave us a handful of these beauties, accidental proof-like coins from a mint that wasn't supposed to make them. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Condition is everything. If your 1952 penny has sharp details, full wheat stalks on the reverse, zero signs of wear, and has that stunning proof-like luster, you're not just holding a penny, you're holding a payday. Because collectors are obsessed with these rare mint errors. They pay top dollar for coins that break the rules. And when the condition is pristine, when the coin is graded by PCGS or NGC at high levels, say, MS67 or higher, the price tags become unreal. We're not just talking about $1,000. Not even $10,000. We are talking $100,000, $128,000, and even $147,000 for a single coin. Imagine that. A single wheat penny from 1952 selling for more than most people's annual salary. That's not a dream, that's the real-world market for rare US coins right now. Auction houses are on fire. Private collectors are in bidding wars. Dealers are scouring estate sales and old coin collections, hoping to find one of these legendary coins before anyone else knows what they've got. So what do you do now? You check your collection. You dig into those old coin jars. You ask your grandparents if they ever saved their pocket change. Because the 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny is out there, and the next one found could be yours. The demand is growing. The supply? Almost non-existent. And when rarity meets greed, prices skyrocket. $100,000, $135,000, and yes, even $147,000 for the right coin, in the right condition, in the right hands. It's the tiny coin with a massive secret. The 1952 Lincoln Wheat penny, worth more than its weight in gold. Literally. Don't sleep on this. Your next fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Top 7. Let's talk about one of the most unexpected treasures hiding in American pockets, coin jars, and dusty old drawers. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny. You might think it's just another old penny. But if you've got one with that little D mint mark under the date, you might want to sit down, because it could be worth a life-changing amount of money. And we're not talking about some collector paying a couple $100. We're talking 5 figures, 6 figures, enough to buy a luxury car or put a massive down payment on a house. Yes, really? All for a coin most people wouldn't give a second glance. Here's why the 1953 D Lincoln Wheat penny is turning heads in the coin collecting world right now. Most of the 1953 pennies were struck at the Denver Mint and went straight into circulation, used to buy candy bars, newspapers, or tucked away as pocket change. But what makes this year stand out is the stunning handful of high-grade, proof-like strikes that slip through. That's right, coins so sharply detailed, so brilliantly struck, they resemble proof coins. But they were never officially issued as proofs. Now, the United States Mint didn't produce proof coins at the Denver Mint. Those were reserved for the Philadelphia Mint. So how is it even possible that a 1953 D penny could look like it came from a proof set? Here's the insider secret. In rare cases, early strikes from freshly prepared dies can produce that glossy, mirror-like finish. Only a tiny number of these coins ever exist. Most were either mishandled, lost to time, or simply worn down through circulation. But the rare survivors? The ones with no scratches, full details, and that eye-popping luster? They are pure gold for collectors. And if you're lucky enough to find one in pristine, mint-state condition, especially graded by top-tier agencies like PCGS or NGC at MS67 or higher, you're not just holding a penny. You're holding a fortune. These coins are the holy grail for numismatists. Dealers, investors, and private collectors are constantly on the hunt. They're scanning online auctions, visiting estate sales, checking antique shops, all for a chance to get their hands on one of these near-impossible finds. And here's the part that will blow your mind. Recent verified sales and estimates place the value of a flawless 1953 D Lincoln Wheat penny, especially one with proof-like qualities, between $100,000 and $145,000. Yes. A single penny. Worth between $100,000 and $145,000. That's not clickbait. That's not hype. That's real market value. So the next time you're digging through your old coin collection, checking through inherited jars of change, or just happen to spot an old wheat penny, pay close attention to that date, 1953, and the mint mark, D for Denver, because you just might be staring at a $100,000 payday. This is more than a coin. It's a rare piece of American minting history, an accidental masterpiece, and a jackpot for the lucky few who find one in the wild. You don't need a treasure map. You don't need a vault. Sometimes, all it takes is a single penny, and if it's the right 1953 D Lincoln Wheat penny, it could be worth $100,000, $132,000, or even $145,000. Check your change. The next one could be yours. Top 8. It looks like an ordinary penny. Small, copper-colored, barely even noticed in today's world of digital wallets and credit cards. But one specific penny, struck in 1954 at the Denver Mint, is causing a frenzy among coin collectors, dealers, and serious investors across the United States. The Lincoln D. Wheat penny from 1954 might just be the most shocking coin in your pocket change. And here's why: millions of these were produced. They were never meant to be rare. In fact, they were minted for everyday use, tossed in cash registers, spent on snacks, and forgotten in junk drawers for decades. But here's the secret very few people know: some of these coins, and we're talking just a tiny elite handful, were struck under nearly perfect conditions. They look nothing like ordinary pennies. They shine. They sparkle. They have razor-sharp details. They were struck so cleanly, they resemble proof coins, even though they were minted in Denver, not Philadelphia. And that's what makes them absolutely insane in the eyes of collectors. See, the Denver Mint didn't make official proof coins. But something happened behind the scenes. Maybe it was freshly polished dies, maybe a rare early strike, and these coins came out looking like something straight out of a special proof set. Most of these ultra-rare 1954 Dewey pennies were lost, spent, or damaged over the years. But the few that survived? The ones that are still in mint state condition? Those are the ones setting the market on fire. Coin grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have labeled some of these coins with premium grades like MS67, MS67 Plus, even near MS68. And when a coin reaches that level of perfection, and carries that unique, proof-like look from a mint that wasn't supposed to produce proofs, it becomes a collector's dream. Now, this isn't a story about pennies worth $20, or even a few hundred. This is about serious money. This is about a collector's obsession turned into real-world cash. Imagine holding a tiny 1-cent coin, and having someone offer you the kind of money that could pay off your car, boost your retirement, or change your life. This is no fantasy. This is real. We're talking auction prices and private sales that will absolutely blow your mind. A pristine, proof-like 1954 Lincoln Dewey penny, certified and preserved in top condition, has been valued between $100,000 and $143,000. That's right. A single penny. Worth between $100,000 and $143,000. This isn't just some collector hype. This is the actual market. Verified sales. Real buyers. Real money. And right now, coin hunters all across America are checking their change jars, digging through family heirlooms, and flipping through their old wheat penny rolls, just hoping to spot that date, 1954. And that tiny mint mark, D for Denver. Because if they find the right one, in the right condition, that little coin could be the biggest surprise of their lives. So what are you waiting for? That penny could be sitting in your house right now, hidden in plain sight, and worth $100,000, $137,000, or even $143,000. This is the moment. Check your coins. Look closely. Because one of the most valuable pennies in U.S. history might be right in front of you, and it's not a myth. It's a 1954 D. Lincoln wheat penny, and it could make you rich. Top 9. Imagine finding a coin so rare, so valuable, that it could instantly change your life. And now imagine that coin is a penny. Not gold. Not silver. Just one small copper coin, from 1957, with a tiny D under the date. The United States Lincoln Dewey penny from 1957 may be sitting quietly in someone's change jar, completely overlooked, but the truth is, this 1 cent could be worth an unbelievable amount of money. This isn't just some story about old coins. This is real. And it's turning heads across America. The Denver Mint produced millions of pennies in 1957. Most were just average coins, tossed into circulation like any other, used to buy bubblegum, newspapers, or saved in little paper rolls. But once in a blue moon, something magical happens at the mint. A coin gets struck with unusual precision. It gets hit with a powerful, clean strike from brand new dies. The result? A coin that shines like a mirror. One with full details, sharp lines, and a surface that looks more like a proof coin than a regular circulated one. Now here's the twist. The Denver Mint wasn't even authorized to strike proof coins. Proofs were only made in Philadelphia. So when a coin like the 1957 Dewey penny shows up looking like a proof, collectors go wild. These proof-like coins are mysterious. Extremely limited. And finding one in near-perfect condition is like hitting the jackpot. We're talking full red color, no scratches, no blemishes, blazing luster. The kind of coin that coin grading companies love to grade at the very top, with designations like MS67, MS67 Plus, even higher. And that's where the money starts flowing. There are collectors right now, serious buyers with deep pockets, who are constantly watching auctions, checking dealer inventories, and paying top dollar for these rare, high-grade coins. And this 1957 D penny? If you find one that fits the bill, you're not walking away with just a nice collectible, you're walking away with a fortune. Just think about that for a second. A coin that most people wouldn't give a second glance could actually be worth more than a brand new car. More than your credit card debt. More than your yearly income. The rare 1957 Lincoln D. Wheat penny, with proof-like quality and top mint state condition, is now valued between $100,000 and $143,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny. Worth between $100,000 and $143,000. And it's not hype. It's not a scam. It's the real market right now. These coins are being hunted, fought over in private sales, and featured in top-tier auctions across the country. So check your collection. Look through that old coin jar in the kitchen drawer. Go through those wheat pennies your grandfather passed down, because the 1957 D. Lincoln Wheat penny could be the small, forgotten treasure that turns out to be worth more than you ever dreamed. And if it's the one, if it has that stunning shine, that deep detail, that rich red color, and it's certified in pristine condition, then you might just be holding a $100,000 penny, a $136,000 penny, or maybe even a $143,000 penny. This is the kind of story that turns average people into overnight legends in the coin world. Will you be next? Top 10. It's the last of its kind. The final year of an American legend. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny doesn't just mark the end of an era. It could also mark the beginning of a massive payday for you. This tiny 1-cent coin might look like just another piece of old pocket change, but some versions of this coin are worth more than your car, your savings, and your paycheck combined. And here's the twist that most people don't know. The United States Mint didn't just make the 1958 penny in bulk. They also released special proof coins, deeply struck, mirror-like beauties, made for collectors. But here's the secret. There are coins from that year that defied the records. Proof-like strikes that came from the wrong mint, or were struck under such rare conditions. They've become the ultimate mystery prize in coin collecting. Now, let's talk facts. The 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny was the very last year the U.S. Mint produced wheat reverse pennies before switching to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. That alone makes it special. But it gets even better. Some of these coins, especially those that were part of the 1958 proof set or struck in early production runs, came out absolutely flawless. Full strike. Deep, rich red luster. Impossibly sharp detail. The kind of coin that stops collectors in their tracks. And when these coins survive over 60 years without a single blemish, without any fading, without wear, that's where things go from interesting to insane. Now, most people who own a 1958 penny have no idea what they're holding. It's just an old coin. But to the trained eye, a perfect 1958 wheat penny in proof or proof-like condition is one of the most hunted coins in the United States. There are only a handful that exist in high grades certified by PCGS or NGC. And that's where collectors start throwing big money on the table. Imagine finding a coin in your collection that looks exactly like the others. But because of its quality, rarity, and grade, it suddenly becomes the most valuable thing you own. We're not talking about a few $100. Not even a few thousand. A flawless, proof-like 1958 Lincoln Wheat penny, preserved in mint state red, and certified by the top grading companies, can sell for between $100,000 and $143,000. That's right. A single penny. Worth between $100,000 and $143,000. Think about that. A copper coin that once bought a piece of candy, now worth enough to pay off debt, buy a luxury vehicle, or fund your future. This isn't a fantasy. These coins are out there. And the collectors? They're searching everywhere. Checking estate sales, garage finds, old coin albums, and wheat penny rolls, all hoping to find the next rare 1958 GM. So here's the question. Do you have one? Check the date. Look at the shine. Pay attention to the detail. If it's sharp, flawless, and screaming quality, don't ignore it. That coin might be your hidden treasure, because the next one found, certified, and sold could bring in $100,000, $135,000, or even $143,000, and it could be sitting in your collection right now,